Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Arpitronics tutorial. This video is specially made for you guys to clear an idea about electronics. This video based on introduction to fiber optic communication and basically the joints and couplers used in fiber. If you like this, please share, subscribe and press the bell icon. Now, joints and couplers. Basically, we have to know what is misalignment in fiber. The principal source of loss in both connector and splices is fiber to fiber and phase misalignment. There are three types of misalignment here. First one is longitudinal, second is lateral, and third one is angular misalignment. This is longitudinal misalignment, this is lateral misalignment, and that is angular misalignment, where there may be loss of light takes place here. Now fiber joints and couplers. For fiber connections we need joints which are of two types, that is fiber splices which are permanent joint and fiber connectors or simply connector. What is the necessity of joints and couplers in optical fiber? Optical fiber link require connection in order to make a long fiber, and for fiber coupling to sources or amplifier or termination to receiver we require the coupling or joints. The number of intermediate fiber connections or joints depend on the link length between the repeaters. Now fiber splices. Permanent and semi-permanent joint between two optical fiber are splices. Fusions, there are two types: fusion splicing, which is permanent method, and mechanical splicing, that is known as semi-permanent method. Fusion splicing, it is accomplished by applying a localized heat or electric arc at the interface between two butted pre-aligned fiber and causing them to soften and fuse. Fibers are positioned and clamped with the help of inspection microscope. In this diagram, this is initial setting. Two separate fibers are there. These are the electrode. Then arrangement of smooth surface by prefusion. That arrangement is done and electric arc is produced. They are pressed together to make a single fiber, and again electric arc is there to make a permanent single fiber, and after that we get a permanent single fiber, that is accomplishment of splice. Now mechanical splice. There are tube splice and groove splice. In mechanical splicing, fibers are held aligned by some mechanical means, like using tubes around fiber and V-grooves into which butted fibers are placed. In tube splicing, the splice mechanism is basically tube or elastic tube that is made up of elastic material. When the fiber is inserted and it expands the whole diameter so that the elastic material exerts a symmetrical force on the fiber. These symmetry features allow an accurate and automatic alignment of the axis of two joint fiber. Here this is elastic material. Two fibers are there having higher diameter and less diameter, which are inserted and pressed. Due to elasticity they become a single fiber. Now V-groove splicing. V-groove consists of base plate in which a precise V-groove is etched. Cleaved fiber are placed into the groove and their ends are but coupled into contact. Index matching gel is used to bridge the gap between two ends to prevent gap loss and to reduce the reflection. Here there is V-groove. Here these are the two fibers which are to be spliced. These are the fiber end epoxied or clamped here. This is the end here. Now connector. There are two types of connector. First one is known as cylindrical ferrule. Two fibers are permanently bonded with epoxy resin in metal plug known as ferrules. Two ferrules which have a accurately drilled central hole in their end faced where strip fiber is located. The two ferrules are placed in alignment sleeve which allows fiber ends to butt join. The ferrules are held in place via retaining spring. Here this is cylindrical ferrule, this is retaining spring is there, then cylindrical sleeve arrangement is here, this is connector shell, and these are the optical fiber. This is the optical fiber. Another type of butt joint connector is known as biconical connector. Biconical connector use two conical plugs, double conical arrangement sleeve and axial spring to perform the fiber alignment. Here instead of cylindrical ferrule, here it is in the shape of biconical or conical alignment sleeve is there. Then connector assembly is there, axial spring is there. This is optical fiber which is connected which is connected temporarily here. Now couplers. Fiber couplers are branching devices that split all lights from a main fiber to or more fibers, or alternatively couple a proportion of light propagating in the main fiber into branch fiber. They can combine light from two or more branch fibers into a main fiber. Optical fiber couplers are passive devices in which power transfer takes place in two ways. First one is known as core interaction type and second is surface interaction type. In core interaction type, through fiber core or cross section by butt jointing the fibers shown in figure A, while in surface interaction type, through fiber surface and normal to its axis by converting the guided core modes to both cladding and reflected modes shown in figure B. Now functions of multiport coupler. The couplers are given here. First one is splitter, second combiner, third 4-port coupler, next star coupler, wavelength multiplexer and wavelength demultiplexer. Now 3 and 4-port coupler for signal splitting, used for signal splitting, distribution and combining. Then star coupler for distributing a single input into multiple output. As shown in figure here, this single signal is there which is splitted into two. Here splitted signal is given and combined into one. In this 4-port coupler, there are 1, 2 are joined together here, and then 3, 4 are the output here. Then in star coupler, distributing a single input into multiple output we use here. Then WDM device, these are the coupler for use for wavelength multiplexing and demultiplexing. Two wavelengths are multiplexed to get lambda 1 plus lambda 2 here, while at the another end this lambda 1 plus lambda 2 converted into lambda 1 plus lambda 2, two separate wavelength. Now isolator and circulator. An optical isolator is a device that only allows unidirectional transmission of the optical signal. It is often used in optical system to avoid unwanted optical reflection. For example, a single frequency semiconductor laser is a very sensitive external optical feedback. Now circulator. Optical circulator can be used to achieve bidirectional transmission over a single fiber. Because of its high isolation of the input and reflected optical power and its low insertion loss, optical circulators are widely used in advanced communication systems. Now OTDR. OTDR means optical time domain reflectometer. An optical time domain reflectometer sends short pulses of light into fiber. Light scattering occurs in the fiber due to some discontinuities such as connectors, splicers, bends and various faults. The OTDR then detects and analyzes the backscattered light signal. The signal strength is measured for a specific interval of time and is used to characterize the troubleshoot and maintain optical telecommunication network. See in this figure, pulse laser is used to transmit the radiation which is backscattered and reflected, again collected by photodetector. This photodetector output is given to the integrator and amplifier, which is again given to the chart recorder to troubleshoot and characterize, maintain the optical telecommunication network. This is the main function of optical time domain reflectometer. Thank you.